Welcome, everyone, to episode number 119 of Talkin Kentucky. My name is Coleman Scott. His name is Caden Holmes. I'm here on a beautiful night in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Caden is in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we're doing the old switcheroo. Caden, we're supposed to get snow down here in Baton Rouge next Tuesday and next Thursday. I've lived down here for going on 4 years now. It has not snowed since I've lived down here, but I guess I took the snow from Kentucky over the holidays, Caden. I'm bringing it down here to Baton Rouge. I think this city is going to shut down if it sees any snowflakes.
Well, when I lived in Houston, it snowed one time, and I swear the city shut down for a month. It was bad.
It's
crazy. We were on boil advisories and everything just from it. That was worse than the hurricane threats.
I know whenever it snows, the South just loses its mind. And I get it, some of it is for good reason with the, infrastructure isn't built like it should be for snow and things like that. But I mean, people lose their minds. We've got a lot of people down in the comments as usual. And I feel like, Caden, people are being extra nice to us today. I don't know what it is. But Jilla says, hello, my favorite show. Caden, that's very nice of Jilla to say that we're her favorite show. That's good.
It is nice. Other people choose to unfollow us. I guess we're not their favorite show, but Jilla is a real one.
Yeah, Jilla is a real one. That's absolutely correct. A Theo says, I look forward to Talking Kentucky every time I see them come up. Shout out A Theo. Thanks so much. Hey, he's been a real one too recently because he's been in the comments for the past 10 shows and hadn't missed an episode.
Yeah, and what makes him a real one is his social media stance in my mind.
That's right.
He is not a fan of social media, and I'm right there with him.
Well, he's probably doing a good job of keeping our New Year's resolution of keeping your screen time down.
You can see it's real too because he's on YouTube right now by that comment. Which I guess YouTube is technically social media, but it's not as much of a cancer as Facebook is.
Not like Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. But then we have some of our other longtime fans in here. Clyde Harris says, hey, I'm watching a movie. Hey, has Clyde resorted to watching movies during our showtime now, Caden? I feel like he's becoming less loyal.
That is exactly what it's sounding like.
He says hurricane season basketball movie. I haven't seen that before. Is that like the Miami Hurricanes? Is that like a 30 for 30 kind of thing, or is this like a different Hurricanes that we're talking about?
Hurricane season basketball movie. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. Is his profile picture away dunking on that dude? Is that what that is?
So. I don't know what else it would be after the other night, after that amazing Otega Owe dunk. I mean, I don't know how that couldn't.
He's been going for it every single game, and I figured he'd get it in one of these times.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna go off against Arkansas too. We're gonna talk about that in just a minute. Sammy Campbell in here says, "How about Jaxson?" Absolutely, we got a lot to talk about with Jaxson Robinson the past couple games. After we came on here and said how he wasn't performing up to what we really need him to be, and maybe what our expectations for him were. Now, Caden, he heard us. He must have listened to the show because he said that he heard people calling him soft, and he went out and he dropped 20-something in each of the last two games. Cody also foreshadowing a topic for later in the show. Hogs suck. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. Yes, they do, and I don't think anybody's happier about that than Cody.
Cody, call in and tell us why. I want to hear the list of reasons.
Tonight,
and I want to hear it coming from your voice. It's not good enough to be in the comments.
Yeah. Tonight might be a night that we need Cody to call in. Michelle says, hey, y'all haven't been able to get on as much recently. All good, Michelle. You're in here now. That's what matters, right? So, okay, I feel like some nights it's just like this, Caden. Some nights everybody kind of comes out of the woodwork and jumps in. You think maybe it's the 7:30 time change? We didn't even advertise our show tonight. We just kind of spontaneously popped up like a Jonathan Glickson pop quiz. We just kind of came on here and started talking Kentucky.
I don't think it's the time. I think it just happens randomly, and we always try to think, oh, is it because the the wind was blowing this way this night, and then we like try to change something to accommodate that. But I think it's just random.
Well, one thing that it might be is the fact that we've won our last 2 games, beat 2 top 15 opponents back to back. One being Mississippi State on the road, and one being Texas A&M at home on Tuesday night. So we're going to talk about those things for sure. But one thing that I liked from last episode that kind of gotten out of the habit of doing recently is reading our holidays. Because Josh really likes our holidays. Caden, he's a big fan. I feel like and he's one of our biggest fans. I feel like we got to do it for Josh. But I also, Caden,
I read it last week, didn't I?
I also feel like you read it last week, and I kind of liked that. Yeah, I kind of liked it. So I feel like
you just like hearing my Western Kentucky drawl.
Yeah, I like hearing the drawl. You like hearing my twang. You like my twang. You like the draw. I like the draw. We all like the draw. So I feel like, Are you
trying to sound like Trump now?
Yeah. Is
that what you're going for?
You look at the numbers. You look at the draw. The numbers are way up on the draw.
We got the best draw.
Big, beautiful draw. Yeah. Yeah, we need to hear the Caden holiday draw here. Maybe that's what we can call this segment from now on. One
national today.
Yeah, National Today. That's the episode. I don't know if this is going to be on there, Caden. But I do want to share with everybody. My birthday is tomorrow, Caden. I'm turning the big 28 tomorrow, January 17th. I'm sharing. I share a lot of birthdays with a lot of great people. Caden, we've got Benjamin Franklin is up there. Betty White. Birthday's on January 17th. Dwayne Wade, that's a big one, basketball one.
Number 3.
Muhammad Ali also has the January 17th birthday. So I feel like I got a lot of famous birthdays. Jim Carrey, as we all know and love, he's also on the 17th. So he got some big ones in there.
Muhammad Ali, Jim Carrey, and Coleman Scott.
Yeah, that's the tree. That's the Mount Rushmore right there. You can't get better than that. But I do want to. Aphio says, "Happy early day of birth, Coleman." I like that. Instead of birthday or day of birth. I like. I had an old I had an old trumpet student. They were from Taiwan, and their mom was telling me how they think it's stupid that Americans celebrate their own birthdays. Because she said, because you didn't do anything to be born.
That's true. Yeah, you didn't have a choice.
It's all the mom, right? So she said they actually celebrate mothers more on the birthday than the actual person with the birthday. So I kind of think that really makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Something else is someone told me this a few months back. You actually just finished. You're just finishing your 28th year tomorrow, so it already happened, Coleman.
Oh,
so this is going to technically be your 29th year.
Yeah,
starting tomorrow.
That's messed me up now.
So you're a little closer to 30 than you thought, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm creeping on up there. Hey, neither of us are there yet, though. so we're just counting our days here. But
we're barely not there.
But besides my birthday, what other holidays we got going on, Caden?
It's National Nothing Day. So
nice.
I really sometimes my favorite thing to do is absolutely nothing. And I don't know if I did that today. So
I definitely
maybe I'll do that after this.
I still got more to do after this, and I feel like I'm back in college, Caden. I've got a lot to do. So I'm definitely kicking back in to the new year. I'm doing more than nothing for sure.
It's National Fig Newton Day. I don't know if you're a Fig Newton fan. I don't know the last time I had Fig Newton. It's probably been like 10 years.
I like Fig Newtons. Yeah, I can get down some Fig Newtons. I don't have a problem with Fig Newtons, really, like Kenny Payne.
It's Appreciate a Dragon Day. I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, sounds pretty liberal.
It says, get ready for some exhilaration as we celebrate one of man's greatest imaginative creatures.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know how that one makes the cut, so we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on from that one. We don't need to celebrate the dragons.
International Hot and Spicy Food Day. You like hot and spicy food?
I think I'm liking it more every year.
Oh yeah, you're in Baton Rouge now.
Yeah, well,
Cajun.
yeah, I know. I don't eat a lot of Cajun food though. I feel like it's more just like every year my spice tolerance I feel like goes up a little bit. I don't know if that's because my taste buds are getting worse or if I'm just growing to appreciate spicy food more. It could be either, but in any case, I like hot and spicy food.
When I was in Houston, they would literally bring like the spiciest. It would taste like ghost peppers for like 7 a.m. breakfast burritos to work. I don't know how those people do it. They got like calluses on their stomach.
I can't do spicy in the morning. No, I don't. I'm not a fan of that.
I guess we can do one more. It's National Boston Day, so congrats to the Celtics, I guess.
Yeah, aren't
What's
they
his
like
name?
really good?
Who's their GM? Stevens.
Yeah,
Brad the guy Stevens. That I wanted. To come to Kentucky.
Yeah, Brad Stevens. Yeah, okay, shout out to him. Aren't they like the best? I know nothing about the NBA. Speaking of trumpet students, I have another trumpet student that's a huge Devin Booker fan, and I asked him, if he's watching any good Devin Booker lately today, because I thought, I thought maybe he would start some conversation with me, but he said, "Oh, don't get me started." And I was like, "Oh, are they not doing well?" So apparently the Suns aren't doing very well. Caden, Devin Booker. I had no idea, but
I don't either. Clyde usually keeps up with that kind of stuff. So
yeah, maybe you can tell us if the Celtics or the Suns are good this year.
Is it true Reed Shepherd was in the D League?
Yeah, for like 5 minutes.
Wasn't he because he was lighting people up for like 50?
He was in the D League for less time than LeBron's son was in the NBA.
for less time than Shaden Sharp played at Kentucky.
Yeah, well, that's not possible because that was 0. But yeah. So yeah, I think he dropped he literally dropped like 40 something, right? Maybe he got into the 50s a couple of games, but he was only there for I think 3 or 4 games, and then the Rockets called him back up. So I mean,
how does the number 3 pick go to the D League?
Well,
I thought he was killing it.
A better question is, how does number 3 pick come off your bench? Okay, no, I think that's for in college for Kentucky. Yeah. I think that's a better question. Is how did John Calaberry ever bench him? So Michelle says 49 in his first game. So. Yeah, and
that'll get you called back to the NBA.
Real
quick.
Yeah, pretty quick. So Claude says he doesn't watch the NBA, TBH. By the way, so
I guess you do, Clyde.
He watches.
You used to call in and tell us everything that was happening in the NBA.
Yeah, so I guess he's changed his ways a little bit. Maybe that's his New Year's resolution. He's getting his screen time down a little bit by doing that. But Reed Shepherd, I keep seeing all these posts and sort of photoshopped things of him still in the Kentucky jersey, standing next to Mark Pope. I mean, obviously it's a pipe dream, but like I can't help but imagine what it would have been like if he stayed. Which I mean, I think it was at one point a possibility, Caden. Especially just given the Kentucky connection and the connection Mark Pope has to Jeff Shepherd and everything. Can you imagine if Reed was on this team?
Yeah, he'd be launching it from 40 feet every possession. Like he would have the ultimate green light. He'd be playing 40 minutes a game.
Oh, he'd be like Steph Curry. I mean, like he would probably step into that role. I mean, it kind of probably be shifted over a little bit. The minutes that Carissa is playing now, or was playing before he was hurt. I guess Travis Perry's playing those minutes now. Like neither one of those guys would be playing, right? Because Reed Shepherd would be taking all those minutes. And so can you imagine taking Travis Perry or a Kirk Carissa and replace?
We might have not got like Brea or Jack. I mean, Jaxson Robinson may have stayed, or you never know, something like that. If they would have known Shepherd was coming back.
That's true, though. I mean, but Brea is doing so well, though. I mean, can you imagine? Would you rather have Shepherd or Brea, though? Could you imagine not having Kobe Brea on this team? Because I mean, he might end up having the best 3-point percentage of anybody we've ever had at this school. So I mean, on one hand, I can't really imagine not having Kobe Brea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with either one, but to say you'd rather have someone over the number 3 draft pick, it's hard to say that.
Theo had that question: who's not on the team? If Reed stayed, Brea. Yeah, I think that's probably the most likely one. Caden. I mean, maybe Carissa. I don't know. Maybe Carissa, but I think maybe Brea is a big candidate for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
now that I think about it, Robinson was probably following Pope no matter what.
Yeah, he probably was, and that's a good segue. Let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. So we can start with Mississippi State, which I'll try not to rub it into my colleagues too much next week. My first day back for the semester at Mississippi State. Cats get the win there. Caden, did you know the last time? This stat is crazy to me. I can't believe this is true. The last time Mississippi State beat Kentucky in the regular season, George W. Bush was the president. That is crazy to think about.
Was that whenever they had that dude that was just blocking everything, Bernardo?
Yeah,
you remember that guy?
I remember that.
He was like their version of Anthony Davis, and he set some block record against us. It was Mississippi State.
Was Stansbury still the coach then?
I think so.
Speaking
like of 06 or 07.
Speaking of Bowling Green, he went over to Western Kentucky for a couple of years, didn't he? Wasn't Stansbury the coach at Western?
I think so.
2 or 3 years. Man. Yeah, well, there's been a lot of Kentucky Mississippi State moments over the year. You think about Cal's first year in the SEC tournament, DeMarcus Cousins, the whole putback in the championship that sent it into overtime. That was against Mississippi State. The Call Me game with DeMarcus Cousins, that was against Mississippi State as well. You remember our worst regular season team of all time. Dante Allen came in. Remember when Cal got thrown out at Mississippi State?
And Dante Allen won the game.
Bruiser Flint decided to put Dante Allen in. He hit 7 threes in the second half and won the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a Mississippi State. So you gotta on the one hand feel bad for Mississippi State. It's like us against Tennessee in football. Like they always find a way to lose. It feels like so. But so
it's kind of turned into like who was it? Marcus Teague or no, Deron Lamb. He said easy win.
Yeah,
like from that
game.
Video. We need to find that video sometime and play it.
Oh, we do. I keep meaning to do that. We do need to bring that up on here because that was great. They also had KSR had on Willie Cauley-Stein the other day too, and if anybody hadn't watched that yet, you need to check that out because if you thought that Marcus Teague and it wasn't Marcus Teague. Yeah, it was Marcus Teague and
Deron Lamb, and there was someone else. I thought
if you thought those guys were honest. Willie Cauley-Stein's even more honest. Like he tells it like it is. He actually, Caden, he called Calipari soft. He said that in the last few years at Kentucky, when he'd come back to practices, he said Cal never talked to us like that. He said he's being all soft on these guys. He's getting complacent. So I think Willie kind of confirmed some of what all us Kentucky fans were kind of maybe thinking the past few years. So
is Willie still in the NBA?
I don't think so. Didn't he play for the Kings for a while though?
Yeah, I think he played. He was with the Cousins.
Warriors, maybe. Am I again? I
think he hopped around a few times.
Brad is in here and says, "Well, this might not be Brad. This could be John Hammonds." As he says, Coleman is soft. Yo, my wild friends, Coleman is soft. Yeah, that
doesn't sound like something Brad would say.
Maybe after last night, maybe he would. We were giving Brad a hard time last night. No, I feel like I can tell. I'm reading these comments in John Hammonds' voice right now. I feel like that's probably John on there. But well, going back to the Mississippi State game though, Jaxson Robinson breakout game, right? And speaking of soft, we were calling him. Everybody was calling Jaxson and kind of calling this team soft. And they came out and they played well, Caden. I mean, can you imagine not having Jaxson Robinson the other night? We don't have him. If he doesn't hit some of those shots, especially down the stretch, he kind of hit that. It was a long two. It was a jumper that kind of sealed the game there at the end. I think when we went up 93-90 there at the end. I'm really happy for Jaxson. I'm really happy for that kid to have such a breakout performance.
I am too, and I was definitely calling him out as well, and I was glad to see that. If we keep calling him out, they keep responding like that, we should keep doing it, right? But yeah, I was really glad to see that. And honestly, what I'm happiest about is the fact that we finally beat a ranked team in rebounding.
Yes.
I think it was it looks like 40 to 30. So that was a big deal. Especially at second half, we became a lot more physical, especially under the basket. And that was good to see. It was like the first time we've kind of seen that all season.
That was a big deal. But I think even more than the Mississippi State win, I'm happy about the Texas A&M win on Tuesday night, because it was a game that was in the 60s and the 80s. Usually
that's the game I was talking about.
Oh, you were talking about. Okay,
I've been saying a good game both games, so it's easy to get them mixed up.
Well, okay. Well,
he lit it up against Mississippi State, though. You're right.
I am happy about the rebounding for sure. But when we're now 5-0 against top 15 teams, which is the best record in America. Nobody has more wins against top 15 teams.
And Georgia is now ranked, by the way.
Yeah, and
Georgia's now ranked games we lost to.
So that's huge, right, for our resume moving forward. And I think we're doing just about as well as you could possibly have asked for from Mark Pope in this year. But all those wins that we've had up until Texas A&M, we've won by putting up a bunch of points. We beat Florida 100-6-100, beat Mississippi State 95-90, beat Gonzaga and Duke by going into the 90s, right? But the other night, we only scored 81 points.
Yeah, but to be fair, 20-something of those, we only had 25 at the half, right?
Yeah.
A lot of those came from the second half. They
did, but we won that game from defense and rebounding, Caden. I wasn't totally sure, and I don't think a lot of people were sure that we could win a game like that, that we could especially beat a good team by some other method than just, outscoring them purely and getting into a shooting match with them. But we did. So I think that's really, really encouraging moving forward, especially kind of looking ahead to March. I think it's
couldn't agree more.
So we got Alabama this week. Speaking a lot of points, though, we got to look ahead to Saturday, playing Alabama, who, by the way, just lost at home to Ole Miss, who we have to play on the road. Caden, they might be better than we thought. We do get Alabama at home. Are you worried at all about that game? Do you think Alabama is maybe not as good as advertised this year? It is at home, so I'm feeling optimistic about that. We've really been playing well in Rep Arena overall, especially in the second half. So I'm encouraged about making it 3 straight against top 25 teams.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a pushover by any means. It looks like all their losses are against ranked teams, which is kind of opposite of us. But they're known for just like throwing up threes like crazy, right? Nate Oates offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be tough, and like you said, it's probably gonna be over 100 points from each team that game.
The SEC is just so deep this year.
They're number 4.
I know. Yeah, well, they probably won't be after this week because they just lost to Ole Miss at home. But the SEC Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, they just beat Florida, right, at Florida, and they were up by I think it was 20 at one point. Now they only won by 1 point, but Missouri may be better than advertised too. There's really nobody in this league that's just plain bad besides 2 teams that played the other night that we're going to talk about. They might be not as good, but even Oklahoma came, they were undefeated. They're 0-4 in the conference, but Oklahoma was undefeated in non-conference play. And now they've started 0-4 in SEC. So it just goes to show how good the SEC really is.
Yeah.
But some of these comments, I feel like your dad and Clyde having a whole conversation down here in the comments.
Scott says they're not fans of Nate Oates. It looks like.
Scott Holmes says Vandy. Vandy's better than years past too. Okay, have they got rid of Jerry Stackhouse yet? Is he still there, or is he gone? Didn't he get fired?
Yeah, they're 14-3 right now.
I'm not an expert on Vandy basketball. Yeah, Vandy's coming. Vandy's coming in all sports. Claus says Vandy's good this year. Yeah,
Coach Mark Bington. I guess Stackhouse isn't there anymore.
Well, I bet he looks pissed. Michelle says Stackhouse is gone. Yeah, see, well, thanks for informing us. We're not Vanderbilt basketball experts here or anything, but so let's check in on this before we sort of move into some other topics here. Caden, we said at the beginning of the year we think this is a second weekend SEC team, right? We think that they're going to make the Sweet 16, Elite 8. What are you thinking? Yeah, are you starting to believe a little bit more in the Final Four now, or are you still sticking with your second weekend prediction there?
If Jaxson Robinson keeps doing what he's doing, I think I'd move him into the Final Four.
I think that
was one of the things that was kind of holding me back. And if we keep rebounding like we did against Texas A&M and being physical the entire game, I would say Final Four. But we got to play Alabama and Tennessee and Ole Miss. I don't know. It still could be 3-4 more losses at least.
We're gonna drop some games for sure. I think I initially said they were gonna go 12-6 in SEC play. And now we're 4-1 in conference play. Right, I think that's what it is, 4-1 after Tuesday's win. So, just dropped that one to Georgia. I kind of feel like we might do a little, maybe, we only lose 4 or 5. Caden, I'm feeling maybe a little bit more optimistic about that. I don't think we're going to go 500 like some people were saying, the whole 9-9 thing. I don't think that's going to happen. Is your conference prediction kind of changing at all?
Don't we usually win at Tennessee? Isn't that another thing that happens?
For some reason, yeah, we usually do. I feel like, yeah.
I think we'll split one with Tennessee. I think we'll probably lose to Alabama on the road, and then Auburn kind of scares me. So
yeah, well, Auburn scares me. I think we're losing to Auburn probably, but
I'm gonna go with four more losses.
But you never know. I mean, we could be,
which is still pretty good in an incredible SEC league. That's still
that's still very good. But
put us at 13-5, right? Still really good.
I mean, I would be thrilled with that. I mean, I'd even be happy with 12-6 in this year's SEC play. You never know. Okay, you still think Bruce Pearl thinks Auburn might lose to Kentucky?
With the exception of Kentucky, I've said that there's not a team on our schedule we can't beat.
Well, he watched that Texas A&M game, so he's probably sweating a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely sweating. He's always sweating.
He's always sweating.
Tyler Gall says Vandy is much better this year, but still going to be a home game next Saturday in Nashville. Man, Tyler goes to all the big games, which, by the way, Tyler was at we bonded over the Ole Miss game, football game this year, Caden. We were both there when we beat Ole Miss and Oxford this year. That's where I met Tyler. And he was actually at that Florida game that we went to as well. So I feel like when Kentucky's undefeated when Tyler and I are at the game in all sports. So just, that's a fun fact, stat to throw out there. So shout out to him there. You know who else was at the Florida game? I haven't brought this up on the show.
Bobby Perry?
Well, we haven't brought that up on the show either. Bobby Perry. Yeah. So Caden and I scan our ticket and we walk in to Rupp Arena and we see this dude on the phone just standing out by the concession stand. And Caden goes, "Is that Bobby Perry?"
It was like one of the first dudes we saw as we walked into Rupp Arena.
And I think it was right. I mean, I'm not a Bobby Perry expert, but Caden was pretty adamant that it was Bobby Perry.
I don't think, and no one looks like Bobby Perry.
No,
and no one looks like Bobby Perry, and is 6'8". So that was Bobby Perry.
Yeah, it was Bobby Perry. Well, we thought he might be the Y, but then they brought out somebody. They brought out
Anthony Epps.
Yeah, yep. I think it was Anthony Epps was the Y. So
he's on the '96 team, right?
Yeah, and I guess Bobby Perry was just going to the game. Maybe he does that a lot. I mean, I thought for sure he'd be there on some kind.
I bet he does that a lot. I bet Perry Stevenson does that a lot too. It's any of those guys that stick around there.
But I wasn't going to say Bobby Perry. I was going to say Ron DeSantis. Did you know he was at the Florida game? Yeah, apparently Ron DeSantis was
at the Florida Kentucky game.
Yeah, because he's governor of Florida, so apparently he was there.
He flew up. He flew up to Lexington for that?
I guess he did. Yeah. So we could have met Ron DeSantis, Caden. You think we could have him on the show? You think maybe we can host the next.
He probably had a little better seats than us.
He probably did. Yeah. We
didn't have to climb over 15 rows of people to get to a seat.
We can host the next presidential debate on Talkin Kentucky. It could be Ron DeSantis and Andy Bashir on here.
Yeah, we can't have Clyde in the comments when we do that.
No, we can't. Clyde says Lil Wayne is in this movie, Hurricane Season. I don't listen to much Lil Wayne, Caden. He was at the Heisman Trophy presentation this year though with Deion Sanders and Shadur and Travis Hunter. For some reason, Lil Wayne was with him, and I don't know why. Lil Wayne was just there. Maybe somebody has an explanation, but I was like, is that kind of like you were like, is that Bobby Perry? I was like, is that Lil Wayne at the Heisman? And he was there. So
yeah, I don't listen to much Lil Wayne either. But yeah, I would have gone up to Bobby Perry if he went on the phone and pulled my whole like Perry Stevenson thing. I would have just said Bobby Perry. Yeah, that's what you say. Yeah, for sure. You can get him on the show too.
Well, guys, we might open up the phones here in a minute. Not just yet here. Unless Clyde decides to call in the middle of his movie before we open up the phones, in which case I will answer. Caden, did you see the news about Aldi? They found they found like metal in some of the food in some of the produce, I think, at Aldi. So just confirms.
Yeah, I think
another reason.
Our tier list is being confirmed more and more by the day.
Yeah, I mean, we don't lie to you here in Talkin Kentucky. If we recommend to not go to a grocery store, you probably shouldn't go there.
I do have to say, I went to Meijer last night and they were out of potatoes. It was pretty rough, and bananas we're struggling. So
I mean,
the whole produce thing.
That's a small price to pay in comparison to metal being in your potatoes. So I'd rather there be no potatoes than get a potato with metal.
or bird flu eggs.
Yeah, bird flu eggs. Yeah, that's another big. I'll just get those $8 eggs like I did, and you should be okay. Another item that you can get at grocery stores is Tyson chicken. and which we all big thanks to Tyson Chicken. More about that after Clyde Law
might,
that I just
might be Cody.
Just manifested. Oh, it could be. You're on with Talking Kentucky. Who's this?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Oh,
It's
nope,
it's not Cody. What's up, Clyde? How's it going?
Good. I didn't even know y'all opened up the phone lines because I was expecting the number to pop up on the screen.
Well, we did. They're not technically open yet, but you know
we just don't know how to close them.
We just don't know how to close them. So, we answered your call.
Oh, my bad. I know you guys were in the middle of a conversation. Kenny was talking about like Myers and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm
always talking about Myers.
My bad. Because when you said maybe Clyde will call in, that's when I'm like,
he thought that was his invitation.
They opened the phone line,
and
I was like, well, I guess I'll just call in. I mean,
Well, before, as you were calling, I was talking about Tyson Chicken and how we should thank them. So, I mean, what better person to start talking about Arkansas and Calipari than Clyde Hare? So, I'm sure you have some opinions on that.
Honestly, I know a solution. I have the perfect solution on how Arkansas can fix their problems. And I don't know if you saw it in the comments or whatever. Let Tyler Eulis take over. Let him take over.
I mean, if they really want to fix things, I mean, I think that would be a step in the right direction for sure.
Because you saw exactly what he did with the La Familia team. Didn't lose the game until we went to the Final Four in that. But then again, I think a huge part of the reason why we lost that game, Nate Cicina didn't play. And if he would have played, I feel like we would have made it more competitive. I don't know if we would have necessarily won, but I think we would have made it more competitive. And, just the way he can run his offense, his X's and O's, where he's such a brainiac of a basketball mind. I mean, if you want to win games, Arkansas, let Cal go live in his $1 million mansion. Let him soak up whatever he wants. Let him retire, because I think that's what Cal needs to do, because he's ruined his legacy. He's destroying what he's built. And he's just let the money go so through his head. And he's so obsessed with putting guys in the NBA that he don't care about the college game no more. And it's literally what he's coaching it, because he didn't pan out in the NBA as a coach anyways. So he's just like what you said, like what Willie Cauley-Stein said. Of course, I obviously heard him say this too. Like, Cal doesn't have that fire no more, because I'm sure back when Cauley-Stein was here, Cal was getting on their ass every practice. I mean, John Wall and Cousins said their first year, because obviously that was Cal's first team. They said Cal was like Satan and the devil just on the practice court.
Yeah,
like just that, like just talking shit and everything. It's just like,
I've heard that too. Yeah, no, I've heard that too, for sure. That and Willie confirmed that he got complacent in the latter years there. But, well, what do you think about the Cats though? I mean, that's we're doing a little better than Arkansas.
We're doing way better than they are. I just cannot believe that they are 0-4. But then again, it doesn't surprise me. Now, it doesn't surprise me either with the job Pope is doing, because I knew this team was going to be good. I just knew it. Mm-hmm. I know we have people out here that said, maybe this team might not be as good. I knew it. I just knew, because I knew the experience that these guys had coming in. Of course, they didn't, they didn't play against the game with each other. Well, we're kind of used to that anyways, because all these freshmen that came in didn't play a college game together. I mean, they played at AAU together with, when Cal was here, but they didn't play in the college game together on the team. Of course, when you're at AAU, you might play a season with somebody, but then you might go like three seasons without playing with that person. It just works out that way sometimes. So I'm kind of used to guys coming in, not being, not playing with together. And what he's done, you can't be more happier. And we're 5-0 against top 25 teams this year. 5-0 in his first year with this team. Imagine what he's going to do with the team that he really wants to put together. Imagine what he's going to do with that team here. That team, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be it's already a great time to be a Kentucky fan, but just imagine what he's going to do with the team he actually is going to put together.
Oh, I know, man.
Just imagine.
It's exciting.
And with Coley Stein, that gave me nostalgia vibes. It's just because, 2010 to 2015 was my favorite time as a Kentucky fan. It just was. It was the best, except for the 2013 year. But overall, those, the 2011 Final Four, 2012 Final Four championship, 2014 Final Four championship game runner-up, and then the 2015 Final Four, those were the best times as a Kentucky fan, in my opinion. And I feel like we'll get back like that with Pope, because just the way he cares, the way he approaches himself, the way he makes his guys work, and he believes in his guys. And if you believe in your guys, and these guys, they all love each other and they all get along. So that's why we're having so much success, because every time a guy scores, what is our bench doing? Getting up, cheering, happy, and everything. And last year, they didn't do that a lot. I mean,
this is
team last year, but they didn't cheer for each other like this team does.
This is a true.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, man. This is a true team for sure, and all the fans love them. So we'll let you go, Clyde. Let you get back to your movie.
Can I get my prediction for Alabama?
Oh yeah, you got to get your Alabama prediction before you get out of here.
125 to 113 Kentucky.
125 to 113. No defense in that game. Well,
they played just like us.
Yeah.
So what can you expect?
Well, that's you got a point there. But thanks for calling as always, Clyde. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, I'll be in the comments.
Go Cats.
Okay.
125, 113. That'd be a barn burner. Be a barn burner. Okay.
Yeah, be like Corey. I don't know if I go that far.
Do you think Cal's done after this year at Arkansas?
Still the Cal talk, huh?
Yeah, I think we got to talk about it, right? Because they're 0-4. Like I go to some of these Arkansas, fan pages and just in the comments on their basketball page, and they're saying the same stuff we did.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 2 years though. I still think 2 years.
Yeah, I'm putting the over under at 3, but I'm gonna go under. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are, but we'll open up the phone lines for other people. Now that Clyde's called, we will open up the phone lines. 502-234-1504. Anybody else wants to give us a shout, please do. Man, as I was talking about when Clyde called in, Tyson really bailed us out. Man, I mean, they really did. They saved us. Are you talking about
Matt's rant? Is that what you're getting at?
Oh, did you see
that?
I did see that. But I agree with him. Yeah, it's not Matt's not the only one that thinks Tyson.
Yeah, he said I'll buy your $2 nuggets gladly now or whatever.
Yeah. Gladly. Yeah, Razorback nuggets or whatever it was. I think Arkansas is doomed, and we are not. So I think that's the way to kind of sum up how things are going right now. And
we gotta take care of business in a few weeks, though.
We do, and not looking forward to that. Theo says, "I love these Tyson Dino Nuggies." Claude says Matt rant was golden. Yes, it was. So let's talk about that game a little bit. Are you nervous at all for that game still? Because I still am. I might even be more nervous because they're bad. Because I really don't want to lose.
It's Cal and Thiero, and
I don't.
It's the simple fact they have Thiero, they're gonna have a chance, but
yeah.
I think Oweh is gonna shut him down.
Oh, dude,
Butler on Boogie Flynn.
Oweh is. I know always got to be your favorite player, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, him
We'll give it
dunking
away.
on him dunking on everybody, and I mean, he was talking trash to people on the sideline at Mississippi State.
It's his defense and his just motor.
Does the dirty work, as you would say, right?
Yeah. If you do the dirty work, you're my favorite player.
That's why you like Reed
Period.
Shepherd, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, everybody.
Even Tyler Eulis.
Yeah, well, especially Tyler Eulis, right? So I am still nervous. Like, it's not going to be a nail in the coffin about us totally trolling Arkansas until we beat them, until we actually go out and beat them. I'm feeling good about it, but Caden, like I said, I am still just a little bit nervous, just because they're bad. Like, I don't want us to slip up and something bad to happen, right? Because it would be just that much worse, I think.
Yeah, if we lost to them, the pressure will be on Pope, like, severely. Because this game, the Duke game, and the winning a national championship, those are like the three things people are looking at. So we've already beat Duke.
And Louisville, maybe.
And Louisville,
as well.
Yeah, but it's a given that we're going to beat Louisville.
Oh, of course. AFIO says, it reminds me of Kid Gilchrist with this motor and go get it attitude. Yeah, he does kind of remind me of Kid Gilchrist too, honestly, Caden. I love, I don't love him as much anymore because I went to Arkansas, but I loved Adu Thiero, right? And I love all those guys, Big Z, DJ Wagner, but I would still rather have Lamont Butler and Otega Owe and these guys that we have, I think, wouldn't you?
For sure.
At the end of the day.
And part of that is because we have them and not those guys. And we've already gotten used to them. And I think they want to be there for the right reasons.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if they're told to say that to the press, which I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are, but I also think that they actually believe it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure they might be told to say it, but I also actually believe that that's true.
Jaxson Robinson said we're doing this for each other and the state, I think is what he said after one of his games.
That's right. That's nice to hear for a change. And guys, we're opening up the phone lines, kind of doing the last call for calls here before we wrap it up for the night. 502-234-1504. If you haven't called and you want to call, go ahead and give us a shout. Okay, and they finally banned red dye number 3. I don't know if you saw this, but it's in a lot of different things. Or was in a lot of different things that I feel like we've eaten a lot of. So we might be in for a little bit of shock here, or maybe a little bit of maybe illness in our future if red dye number 3 is as bad as they say that it is. Pez assorted fruit candies. Did you ever get those little Pez
I've
candies?
had those at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I had them when I was little. Double Bubble original twist, definitely had some Double Bubble. Definitely was a big Double Bubble guy, so I'm victim there. Candy corn, that's a big one, right? It's in like all candy corn. So I know we've had an episode called Talking Candy Corn.
Yeah, didn't everyone just trash candy corn?
I think
I don't mind candy corn.
You don't mind it, or you don't buy it?
I don't have a problem with it. That's what I'm saying.
Like Kenny Payne. Okay, you don't have a problem with candy corn. Okay, that makes sense. I don't have a problem with candy. I don't seek it out, but if it's in a bowl in front of me, I'll definitely eat it. Jelly Belly jelly beans. The conversation, like the Valentine's Day conversation hearts. Caden, those have red dye number 3 in them. It's another reason I hate Valentine's Day. In case you needed another reason,
I don't need another reason.
That's about all that I've ever gotten on Valentine's Day, by the way, are those conversation hearts, and usually I got them for myself. Be honest for you. Sour gummy worms, the trolley brand ones. We've also got the fruit by the foot. Were you a fruit by the foot kid?
Oh, I was. Man, this stuff probably messed me up.
Mm-hmm.
Red dye 3, also known as erythrocene, is a synthetic dye made from petroleum that gives popular food and drinks a bright red cherry color.
Well, that's probably
it was approved more than a century ago.
So was Cal's offense. But we got the little bite cake mini muffins. And
really? Muffins?
Yeah,
why do they need a red dye to them?
I don't know. I mean, you're preaching the choir here.
Petroleum though?
Yeah, I'm not advocating for it. I'm just reading the
some red flags here.
Yeah, some red flags here for sure. Nesquik strawberry milk. It was in it.
I've said that about other things recently too.
Yeah, same. True Moose strawberry milk. Ice cream and frozen
but
yogurt.
not regular chocolate milk though, right? Just strawberry.
I would think so. Yeah, I'm hoping so. Ice pops and fruit bars. Cough syrups. We're over here trying to get better. When we're sick and we're over here taking petroleum. Okay, and that's not good.
I've been taking cough syrup this week.
Well, maybe you're taking in red dye 3. Maraschino cherries. Some sodas and fruit drinks. Have you ever had that, by the way, that big red soda? Mm-hmm. I haven't, but I hear it's gross. Are you a fan?
I don't know the last time I had it, so I don't remember what it tastes like, but I've had it before.
Yeah, I haven't ever had it, but I've heard it's not great. But yeah, Lisa Marie Scott says red dye number 3 is off the shelf now. Yep, but that's it's all today. It's off the shelf. Claude, we got a little debate.
They're talking about basketball.
We're talking about red dye number 3. Claude says Amari Williams is this team's Oscar, and Mike Dowd says no way, he doesn't rebound nothing like Oscar. Mike, I have to ask you as we end the show here. You said that you're gonna stop watching the team.
Oh yeah.
Have you changed your tune yet, Mike? Are you back? Is Mike back
said he was done watching our show, right? Because of the team.
And yeah, well, he said he was done watching the team.
Mike, why were you taking this out on us?
Yeah, well, I don't think he was taking it out on us. He
just said he couldn't. He just said he couldn't handle it.
He said he couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, he said he couldn't handle it anymore. So, Mike, are you back watching both Talkin Kentucky and the Cats now? That's what I would like. That's what I would like to know. So hopefully he's still down in there in the comments. Hopefully he can shout us back here and we can see. Hopefully he's still there. Somebody else I haven't seen in here in a while is Pete. We need Pete back in here too. He lived in Baton. He was a southern guy for a while. I feel like this might be it is, and can't have an episode without having a Josh call. You're on with Talkin Kentucky. What's up, Josh?
Hey, what's going on, Coleman? How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm just celebrating a little bit early here with some Talkin Kentucky.
Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. Well, happy early birthday, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So I'm sure I guess you've been a silent listener tonight. Wasn't sure if you were on here or not, but I'm sure you have your own opinions about how Cal and Arkansas are doing and about our past couple wins here.
Well, I think honestly that I don't think Cal's going to beat Arkansas after this year.
Oh, okay. You think he's done after a year?
Yeah, I don't see him how he could go into I'm going to do better next year. I think he's going to look at the writing on the wall at the end of the season and be like, you know what? Everything's changed. College basketball has changed. NIL's changed the game on every level, especially on the football side.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's just going to get tired. I think he's going to be like Nick Saban and some of these old goats, that was in the game. They're just going to be tired of it. Now, I could be wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
Say they don't win a game. They don't win a game the rest of the year for some reason. They don't win another game because really all they have is Boogie Flam.
Yep, you're right. Maybe Fierro on given nights.
Yeah, Fierro when he shows up. I mean, apparently he's not been showing up, and I think he regrets leaving UK.
Oh,
and
I'm
I
sure.
tell you one, Big V probably regrets leaving UK because they would have been better under Coach Pope, a lot better.
Yeah, no, I absolutely think that. I mean, if you're a recruit in the transfer portal right now, I don't know why you would want to come to Arkansas, honestly.
You wouldn't. You would want to come to Kentucky because Kentucky has new blood. We have new leadership. We have somebody that doesn't want to put people in the NBA.
Well,
we have somebody that knows what truly his assignment is, and that's to hang banners. And that's why I love Coach Pope, because he has that can-do, I'm going to go get it attitude, which Calipari hasn't had since we hired him, but back in 2009.
Yeah.
Because when he came here, he said he wanted to win championships.
Yep, he did. He did. And he did for a little bit. Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you calling in as always. Do you have Alabama?
Alabama game? I think it's gonna be a tough game. Are we at Alabama?
No, we're at home. I was gonna see if I can get your score prediction.
84-80 Kentucky.
84-80. See, Clyde predicted 125-113. So we got kind of two sides of the coin there. About
84-80. I think we win by 4 points.
4 points.
So that's about it.
Now, what were you saying before?
No, I was going to ask you, do you think that Calipari will come back after the season?
I do. I'm with Caden. I think Caden thinks that he'll be there 2 years. And I agree, only because I think he's going to have – I don't think he's going to want to go out like this. Like, I think he's going to put faith in one more year of, like, having a solid recruiting class coming in, trying to put together some kind of run. But if next year, if he can't do it with the class he's got coming in next year, then I think he's washed. So just knowing Cal and knowing his personality, I don't think he hangs it up after this year. But if next year is similar, I think he could be gone next year.
They could fire him.
I don't think they'll do that just for the same reason we didn't, because of his buyout. I think he'll leave on his own accord at Arkansas, just like he did at Kentucky. But you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think Ohio State wins the national championship too. I don't think Notre Dame has a prayer. Just to get that in there real quick.
Oh well, I'm pulling for Notre Dame. I don't know who you're pulling for, Josh, but I'm pulling for Notre Dame. I'm just glad, I'm glad Penn State's not in there. I'm not a James Franklin fan, so
I'm going to try to root for Notre Dame, but I just don't see them beating a very talented, very strong, and potent Ohio State team.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think you're probably right. I think Ohio State will win it, but I'm pulling for Notre Dame for sure. But I
appreciate your all show as always, and I missed part of it, but I'll go back and watch it. I always do. So just grateful for your show, grateful for you guys, your friendships, and let's go get that W when we play Arkansas and Rep Arena here in a couple nights.
We appreciate it, man. As always, thank you.
All right, go Cats.
Go Cats. Everybody's being nice. Yeah, I think. Did we do something different tonight? Do you think?
Yeah. Mike Dow says he's not taking it out on us. Mike, I was just giving you a hard time. I know you're not taking it out on us. He said, I still love both. I can't handle the inconsistency. I'm right there with you, especially with the refs part. That's the part I can't handle.
The refs have been extra bad this year. Josh had a conspiracy theory that they have some kind of
point shaving.
Yeah, point shaving stuff going on, but who knows? Yeah, AFIO brings up a good point. Cal may not prep for games in the season, but come February 1st, you best believe he'll be studied up. Yeah, and we're going to get – we're by Super Bowl. So we're going to get Arkansas's best shot.
It'll be the best Arkansas plays all year. Yeah.
Did you see that? I mean, I know we lost the game at Georgia, but did you see Ortega talking trash in the Georgia game? He leaned over. He looked at somebody while he was shooting a free throw and said, "We're y'all Super Bowl."
Really?
Yeah. Have you not seen that? I need to look it up.
No, I didn't know I knew he talked trash. I didn't know what he said, though.
He said, we're y'all Super Bowl.
He's right.
You're a Georgia player, which I think is, I mean, he gets it. He gets it. AFIO says, makes a true fan. Curses the nights we lose. I'm never watching again, but next game we are 2 inches from the TV screen. Yeah. I guess that's how Mike is. And that's how we all are. Honestly, I think we all have a little bit of that in us for sure. But glad Mike is in here. Glad Mike's back to watching. Caden, we played so well the past 2 games that Mike is back. And let's go beat Alabama on Saturday. Right? That's next thing on the agenda.
Right. 96-89.
Yeah, 96-89. That's what you're going for?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go more on the Clyde side of things. I don't think it'll be quite that kind of score of 125-113, but I do think I'm going to go. I think it'll be 108. 108-92. I think that's what it'll be. I think it'll be.
It's a big win.
Yeah, I think that'd be 108-92. That's what I'm going for. So, you got a player of the game?
Well, who shows up at the big games? Usually Andrew Carr, usually Otega Owe.
Yeah. Well, definitely Otega Owe.
I'll go with Owe. He's pretty consistent.
I'm going to go Kobe Brea. He's had a quiet past couple games. I think he comes out and I think he hits 8 threes for us. I think
that would make for a win for sure.
Yeah, it would. Well, we got to name this episode, Caden. We've had a lot of people, nice people in the comments tonight. So maybe we can let them help us pick it, or I don't know. You got any thoughts? It's not going to be Talking Red Dye number 3.
No, please no.
It's banned now, so. Madeline says Jaxson. Talking Jaxson. Yeah, I mean we could do it. We could do a shout out to we could do a shout out to Jaxson Robinson since we called him soft and then he just dropped 27 the past 2 games.
Let's do it.
It's only fair to him. Well, and when I met him, like I said, I said, Jaxson, I'm glad you're here. So, and I still am glad you're here, Jaxson. Mm-hmm. Shout out Jaxson Robinson. So, well, for Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, and for Jaxson Robinson, this has been episode number 119 of Talkin' Kentucky. And happy birthday to myself, and happy Do Nothing Day today. So everybody go do nothing, and until Saturday, until we watch. We will do something when we watch the Cats take down the Tide. So, Coleman Scott for Caden Holmes. This has been episode number 119 of Talking Kentucky. We'll see you next time. Go Cats.